My last trade, I think I still needed $33 to have my account to fulfill it, and
Yeah.
it was a mess. It's really stressful, actually, those last moments. Yeah.
What you just said, it's very common, very well-known psychological
Yeah.
play. It's called fear of success, right? You know, there is a form of fear of missing out, and there is a fear of success. So this is a very crucial psychological aspect
Yeah,
in
indeed.
trading. Welcome everybody to another funded trader of Trader Pool. Today, Ilsa is with me, a new funded trader. Hi, Ilsa. Thanks for coming.
Hi. Hi, thank you for having me.
That's great. Ilsa, you passed the evaluation. First time that you passed, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
But you already had another evaluation that you failed. Is that
Yes,
correct?
indeed. First I had a demo account, then I had another account which I didn't made it, and then the second one, yeah, I passed. Indeed.
What happened with the previous account that you terminated?
Well, actually, it was the first account, and yeah, there are a lot of rules actually which you need to take into account, which made it at the beginning very difficult because you're looking at your strategy, but you also need to take all those steps into account, all those yeah, remarks. So it was a bit complicated at first. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And now you got funded. You're trading actually. For those of you not familiar with the program, as is trading the $20,000 buying power, the mini buying power as we call it. And what happened in the second phase or the second account that you tried to pass? How did you pass it comparing to the previous one when you said there are rules and all of those?
Yeah, I took those rules. Yeah, there at that moment there were more how can I call it? I was more used to that one, to that rules, and I just took my strategy, and I also took a little bit more of risks because yeah, it's not that easy to have that account, because if you just take 1 or 2% of your account, which I usually always do as a risk, it's slow, and it's not very yeah, you for me it was not that good, so I just took more risk, but I was relying on my strategies, and then it worked. So
Amazing.
yeah.
How, how long you been doing that, like trading in general?
I followed a course online, which probably would be 1 year, I think. Then I did a lot of paper trading. Yeah, and now I started with an account. I think 1 or 2 months ago. Yeah, so
And
that's probably it.
do you also have your own account, like a broker account,
No,
personal?
no,
Okay.
no,
Oh,
no,
amazing.
no.
That's interesting. So I'll show your chart. For those of you not familiar, every trader that going into that evaluation process will get his own hub, and you can track your stats and track the progress in the account. And it's interesting to hear about your strategy because it seems like you feel very comfortable with it. So I would love to hear more about it, and we'll talk about the progress. Yeah.
Well, also because I think I had my account for 2 weeks, I think, almost 2 weeks. So I started beginning of July, and now, or the second week, I'm not sure. But what I actually did, because you can see that I did a lot of trades, I
Mhm.
think 197. So that's a lot, because what I actually did was I did a bit of scalping, let's say,
Mm.
um, because yeah, how can I say, my primary strategy would be actually just a break and retest or a reversal, but I just took all the partials every time. So I did a bit of scalping just to be sure that I would have that profit. Uh,
Mm.
and then in the long term, I just wanted to see if my strategy actually worked from, yeah, start until the finish. at my resistance or my support levels. So yeah, that's
I
a
mean,
bit what I did. That's
that's amazing.
that's why I have so much traits.
So
Yeah.
that's incredible. There are so many stuff to learn from here as I scroll through the trades and looking at the stats. First of all, you can see on the stats 1.17. That's good enough, and 44% success rate. That's also fine. Obviously, we can always look to improve either the ratio or the success. It's a trade-off. Sometimes you go for a bigger risk-reward ratio, but your success rate will be lower at around 30%. Or the opposite, you have high success rate, but maybe a lower risk-reward. Of course, the higher the better for both. A few stuff that got my attention, like you said, 179 trades. That's a lot
That's a lot. I know.
in like 3 weeks or so, right? From you
Yeah.
started from the 16. So we'll talk about that in a second. But before that, I see that you're literally trading like 90% of your trades are NVDA, right?
Yeah, that's
So
indeed. Also, at first I took some more stocks because I'm only looking at stocks. So I took more stocks into account, but I had the idea for me that it didn't work because I don't have the overview. So now I only did NVIDIA, and I really had a good look at the charts, and I kind of know knew this stock. So yeah, it gives me more freedom, or more, yeah, like in my head, I know how the stock a bit moves. So yeah, and that's why I only mainly traded NVIDIA. Yeah.
So that's a great move, because a lot of the guys, there are mostly two
Yeah.
ways to go with it, right? Either go to the stocks that you feel comfortable with, and like you said, you already know know how it goes, and the ups and down, and where is the support and the resistance, or go with the stocks in place, those that are actually running for today. Doesn't matter if it's on earnings, on other news, but
Yeah.
not a specific stock. So you went with the NVIDIA type, and I like that. I can say that in the last few years, I've been trading 17 years right now. So in the last few years, maybe 3 or 4 years, I've been focusing and doing the same way as you do it. So going for specific stocks and just focusing on them. That's a great move for those of you who want to take that and try it. If you're used to doing a lot of stocks, just maybe try to focus on the 5 up to 10 stocks that you're trading, just to get to know it. And besides that, I'm looking at your chart, and you did have a nice move to the upside a few times, even reaching that 1500 mark, and then a drop all the way to 500. Tell me a little bit about that. What happened here?
Indeed, that was not a good day or a few days. Actually, that's indeed when I traded another stock. There was news coming out from Meta, and they expected an open break range. I waited on that, and I also was not focused a few days. And then if I'm not focused or doing other stuff, because I'm also working. So when the market is open, I'm actually working as well. So I'm doing it together. So if you're not fully focused, it's a mess. And yeah, so it's indeed a good lesson for me as well. So the next day I try to focus again, and then it's and I also traded on NVIDIA again. So yeah, that's indeed what happened. Yeah.
That's a great lesson. The focus part, when you if you're sick, if you're angry, if your boss yelled at you, you broke up with your boyfriend, whatnot, it's always important to stay focused. If you see that you're not fully prepared and fully in focus, definitely this is a moment when you gotta tell yourself, just maybe today it's not my day, right?
Indeed, yeah, the focus is everything, because also at the end, it's actually very funny, because I still my last trade, I think I still needed $33 to have my account to fulfill it, and
Yeah.
it was a mess. I really then yeah, the focus is gone, and it's just $33. But yeah, and then I ended up still needed 75 cents, which was great, but it's really stressful actually. Those last moments. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what you just said. It's very common, very well-known psychological
Yeah.
play, let's say, when it's called fear of success, right? You know, there is a FOMO, fear of missing out, and there is a fear of success. So I saw literally hundreds of traders that did the same thing, reached that moment that almost to the target, and then all of a sudden you did it great because you held it and then bounced back. But a lot of traders will actually fall even lower than that to maybe a break even, like a 0 point, and then try to bounce again from it. But this is a very crucial psychological aspect
Yeah.
in
Indeed.
trading,
Yeah.
not just the fear of money, but actually the fear of success, like reaching that moment when you can say, wow, I made it. What do you do when you trade in NVIDIA? Like you said, you're familiar with it. What is it that you're looking for? What do you how do you trade? You got the asset, what do you do?
Normally, I always trade market open. So there's a lot of volume, a lot of so yeah, for me that works the best. So and then I mostly wait for the opening range breakout or yeah, those kind of stuff, and then I try also the reversals, yeah, and the break and retest, but mostly the reversals. Yeah.
Okay,
So
the
and it happens a
reversals. Okay.
lot. Yeah, yeah, it happens a lot. Or the breakouts. For NVIDIA, it always works. Yeah, for me as well. So
44% of the time.
44%, indeed, indeed.
Amazing. Okay, that was great insight, as I appreciate it very much. The next move for you is, of course, get your funded and start trading with it, and we'll split the profit. Hopefully, the first check will arrive soon.
Hopefully.
And yeah, would you recommend other traders to try this and go through the process, understand it?
Yeah, actually, and also what for me as well, like the software of Trader Pool, I think it's really great. So for me, that also helped a lot to have a confident setup, like a software platform where you can, because I also traded on other software platforms, and you need to have a stable base, and you need to be confident with the system as well, and that's for me really works, and it's really great. So that's the first step as well. So yeah,
Trust the
really.
platform.
Indeed, yeah. So yeah, very good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Great to hear that. All right, Ilse, I wish you all the best success. And for those of you guys at home that are not familiar with Trader Pool, come check us out at traderpool.com. Take the evaluation, pass it, and hopefully you will be in the next interview as a funded trader. Thanks so much, and
Thank you.
best of luck.
Thank you.